This is the First Snap Podcast, Raiders edition, where it's all about Raiders, all about exclusive analysis, about team breakdowns, everything that you can pretty much think about as it relates to the Raiders. We're going to break down, we're going to get into it, and we're going to get a full analysis on the ins and outs of the Raiders organization. My name is Yancey, Big Dog Yancey. This is my
this your boy Grant. This your boy Grant the Great. I got you, Zay. Don't worry about the big dog. Yeah, this your boy Grant the Great, a.k.a. Grant. Y'all can call me Grant. The co-host of the show with your boy Big Dog Zay.
Absolutely. And just to be honest, we're just gonna hop right into it. The topic we want to talk about right now is first thing we're going to get into is the post draft. We had a lot of different.
You want to jump to the post draft? Yeah, that's a good way to start. But you think you want to start talking about the pre? What we thought about how in the pre-draft. Thought about and how the draft played out.
Okay, let's go.
Go ahead. Yeah. All
right. Pre-expectations for me before the draft was even started, I was thinking, hey, we need to, of course, address the pass rushing thing. We only had 13 sacks last year, bottom of the league, and it was really embarrassing.
Bottom of the league.
So after the Khalil Mack trade, after the Amari trade, I was sitting there thinking, like, of course, we was upset about the whole, losing Khalil Mack, but we understood it was a cap situation, and we understood that also we was a non-playoff team last year with these players. So going into the season and going into the draft, we was excited about the draft capital that we had, and I wanted to make sure that I wanted to really see if John Gruden and Mayock was going to capitalize on these 3 first-round picks, with pass rusher being number 1 on the list. And in my opinion, I wanted them to, go 2 pass rushers out the gate. And then maybe come with a cornerback or a linebacker to follow up, or maybe even a wide receiver or a tight end to follow up. So my expectation was most definitely was defense, and I was saying going that way, you couldn't really lose with that. So going off the draft, it was a little bit different as we expected, and I'm gonna let you pick up right there and say, how kind of like what you was thinking on that.
Right on mine, and they, I was thinking when I was talking to you about it, and we had discussion almost every day about what the Raiders should do with all this firepower and these picks that they had, and they did about what I thought they were going to do, but a few surprises for me. I'm quite sure, like the whole Raider Nation was surprised about the Colin Farrell pick for the 4th overall pick. People feel that we probably could have got him a little lower in the draft, which that's what I agree on too. I do feel maybe we could have got him a little bit lower and picked like you said, Big Dog, picked up those 2 big time pass rushers in the first round. We could have maybe picked up Josh Allen, and we still would have had room, I feel, to pick up Farrell in maybe the 24th pick. But man, I can't complain about what they did. To me, they still get an A from me because I think that with the Jacobs and the Abram pick, man, they just blew me away. Especially looking at the way the roster is set up now. God, man, those were two powerful picks, and I just believe that John Gruden and Mike Mayock did their research to the max, and they did a really good job to me of picking those players up. But the steal, man, I think my steal from the whole thing is Mullins, man. I just love Mullins so much.
Yeah, you do.
I love Mullins so much. Yeah, I do. And the fact that he fell to the second round like that, this guy's a true first round talent, and for him to fall to us in the second round the way that he did, I'm excited about that. I think we'll get a lot of production out of this kid. I just think I'm just ready to see how that secondary is about to look with all this new speed and young talent we get back there.
Oh, absolutely.
And speaking of that, then what do you think they're gonna do with Carl Joseph, man? Because the room is almost limited for him now in that secondary.
Okay, then. Well, first off, I want everybody to get off the Raiders' back about that Colin Farrell thing. A lot of people was, really, really going hard on him. And if this is your guy, and this is the guy that you really, really wanted and you was really pursuing, and they was talking about he could have fell to 15 or, maybe like the early, like some of the 20. He's a first-round pick. A first-round pick is a first-round pick. And whether he was 10 or 15, we're talking about 10 slots, you got the guy you wanted to get. So
I agree.
I was upset because everybody wanted Josh Allen. And in my opinion, the reason why they didn't pick Josh Allen is because Colin Farrell does it all. He's a 4-down lineman. It doesn't matter, whether it's run, pass, special team, whatever it is. He's able to do all three phases of the game. And speaking specifically offensively, speaking specifically run and pass defense. So
he is good at that. So, I think people don't understand the dominance that this guy did in college for Clemson. Like, he just stepped up both times in the national championship game. On defense, number 99 was everywhere. Just dominating when it mattered the most. I hear some people talking about the production of him. Oh, he wasn't that great, during the look, but when it was time to shine, who they call on? Colin Farrell. That's what they needed. We needed him, and he showed up every time.
Absolutely, every time he showed up. And Josh Allen, I wasn't now that I look at it from under microscope, I would love to have him, but I feel like he could be a little bit suspect against run defenses. Like, you get one of them offensive linemen put their hands on you, you finna go for a ride. And
that's a good point.
With Cleveland Farrell, I think he can be able to hold his own against the run. So I can understand why he's ready, like already now. You put him in there, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You're gonna get the job done. So now that I thought about it, give days to actually think on it, I'm happy with the pick. But at the time, I'm like, are you kidding me? So I understand where they was going with Josh Jacobs. I was one of the biggest criticizers on that. I was like, man, you picking up a running back, this and that. And I never really got a chance to look at his highlight tapes. But when I look at the boy highlight tapes, I see an absolute stud, and I see why he's the number one.
Beast Mode City.
Beast Mode City. He'll run you over. He can be able to slash and dash it so he can hit moves on you. And then not only that, he can catch out the backfield, which is, what the league is heading right now in the future. So they were saying he was an Alvin Kamara clone, and I actually think he's more powerful than Kamara. So now Kamara's strong.
He's a little bit bigger, right?
Now, but
if we can get any of that kind of production out of Jacobs, that was a steal. That was by far probably one of the biggest steals in the draft. We can get any of that kind of production out of Jacobs, given his he doesn't have a huge highlights reel. He didn't get a lot of playing time at Alabama, but if this prediction is correct, huge steal. Because I thought we could have got him in the second round. If you ask me,
and I
thought we could have got him in the second round.
But when I look at his highlight tape, he would have got picked up late in that first round because he really was the best running back out there. It's like basically giving you
by far the biggest stud.
Right.
Even though his production didn't show on film, I guess everybody saw what John Gruden saw in him too. So he probably would have been picked up in that area. So he wouldn't have made it. But then I'm okay with him not sliding down to the second round because of my John did, they traded down to accumulate more picks with their fourth round pick that we had. With the high second round pick that we had, they traded down to pick up additional picks to pick up the rest of the superstars who I feel on the greater team, young talented players, man, and Johnson and Mad Max, man. You can't man, what you saying? Thinking about what we needed, we said, okay, look, we need pass rush. Like, what is John Gruden doing? What is Mike Mayock doing? Then they're not picking up pass rushers. Then to get Mad Max
in the fifth round,
the fourth round,
the fifth round,
was the fifth.
Yes, it was the fifth.
In the fifth round, small kid, lanky at defensive end, But that motor, man, if you watch his highlight tapes, you watch his film, his motor, his energy, his intelligence at defensive end was incredible. Given once he get his NFL body, I'm telling you, beast mode. Right alongside with Farrell and Key. I don't think we still have other edge rushers on the team. Not that many big names, but those three names alone, I think, don't solidify the Raiders' pass rush at defensive end. Because we're not even talking about the D tackle. That's a whole other topic.
Right.
That area is set for the Raiders. This is probably one of the only set positions on the Raiders' defense was at defensive tackle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the fact that they drafted defensive ends and they loaded up on defensive backs, talented boys. Johnson, I tell Johnson, come on, man. This guy, 6'6", he's 6'2", 210.
Right.
Man, that's a good steal.
Absolutely. And I was saying once I watched Mad Max film, I was saying he reminded me of Jason Allen. What's his name? Allen. That used to play for the Vikings. His name's slipping, but his last name was Allen. He used to do a sack celebration where he spin and put his arms out. He used to play for the Chiefs. Jared Allen got traded to the Vikings. He reminds me of him. And once he get that body on him, like Tobias said, like Grant said, he's gonna most definitely form into that player that is gonna be a perennial rotational player. That's gonna be a perennial every year. He's gonna put up numbers, and could get a couple Pro Bowl nods in there as well, depending on how they use him. So and we're talking about a 6'5" frame here, so we can be able to add that weight to him and bulk to him. We can put 20 pounds on him and turn him into a Colin Farrell, 270, clone as far as the weight wise is concerned. And we talking about studding every year. So
every year, and then sorry to cut you off right there, big dog, but and then think about the players that he did draft. All these players that you mentioned right now, super high character players.
Yes,
players who know how to own the locker room, high confidence, people who understand leadership. They're coming into these roles, understanding how to play football with integrity, and they just loving the game of football. They're not worried about any of this outside mess that's going on. They're strictly worried about playing football. Those are high character guys who know how to win, who want to help bring a team together. That is what we need in our
absolutely
young locker room. I think about our locker room is still gonna be one of the youngest in the NFL after this draft.
Right.
Dealing with especially our defense. Give or take, our linebackers are by far the oldest on our defense. Now, our defensive backs with Conley and Worley and Abrams and Jones, all these guys are 25 and under. Come on, man.
They're young.
We are building a franchise, especially on defense.
Absolutely. And, you go down the board. I want to speak about Hunter Renfrow for a second. Now, when I saw him, I was saying to myself, hands, sticky fingers, catch everything in sight. And not only that, he's a competitor out the tail. Like, this guy here is so competitive, and his ceiling is so high as far as being one of those slot Wes Werkel type, one of those up the field first
Fred Biletnikoff kind of players.
Right. That's gonna go down every day with his helmet strapped up, hard nosed, and gonna give you everything he got, and gonna put everything he got on film, not only on film, but he's gonna put it on the field when you need it the most. Third down conversions, we got our converter right there. Being able to get that release off the line and be able to get open. He's not a blazer, but he still ran a 4.5 in the draft, and
that's pretty decent.
Oh, yeah, it's very decent. It's very decent. And I'm looking at him as honestly, going into the season, he might not start immediately, but I'm looking at him probably like.
And he's not gonna start immediately. I mean, it's too much.
We got JJ Nelson.
We got Ryan Grant. I keep forgetting about Grant. Grant on there. Grant is predicted to start over Nelson, and then we can't forget about the boy we have, Dawson. We also picked up Dawson. I think Dawson going to be a huge impact too.
Right.
Maybe not now. Right, keep him Dawson, but in the long run. Maybe not now, but in the long run. But no, he's not going to. I guess we're going to go kind of get into our depth chart now with this because we are too deep to the wide receiver for him to start right now. But they will get playing time because we only have four decent wide receivers. You got Brown, Williams, Nelson, and Grant. Now you're gonna plug those other two boys in them, and I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, we good to go. We're a lot better than we whole lot better than we was last year. And honestly,
talent wise,
even when we had Coop, Crabtree, and I forgot his name. Slipped my mind. He got
Roberts.
Our offensive talent is still way better. Our receiver talent is still way better.
Yeah, and then we made Seth Roberts into the Raiders. Derek Carr made Seth Roberts into a wide receiver.
Right.
Seth Roberts didn't. He wasn't highly recruited. He wasn't. He just came in and worked. That's all. And he just stole the position. But now we got talent competing for wide receiver for that third slot receiver, for that fourth slot receiver. Come on.
Right.
That's we're not even getting into, and these boys know they got to come and compete because he still got tight ends that's won the ball. So they got to come in. They got to come in and run it. They can't come in playing around this year. And then, like you said, Josh Jacobs, he wants the ball. But then we still had Jalen Richardson, which one to me one of the best third down backs in the game.
Yeah,
when it comes to receiving the ball out of the backfield.
Absolutely.
There's no time for slack this year, especially in the receiving game at all. Which gives Derek Carr absolutely no excuse. No excuse. There's no more excuse when it comes to the talent around him. Maybe the offensive line, we're still a little bit skeptical about the offensive line. We signed Trent Brown. We got Good coming back playing left guard. We still have Hudson at center. Get Big Gabe at right, and Miller going to right tackle. To me, that's a solid offensive line.
Solid. I agree. And even if Denzel Good didn't come out, the way we needed to, we picked up the young fella, an undrafted free agent. What's his name? It's slipping me right now.
Is Cotton?
Yeah, you're right. Good job. Cotton from Alabama, and so he's from a A1 program, and the only reason he slipped in the draft was simply because he had injury. So he's a hard-nosed, run stuffing type of offensive lineman, and we have depth. We can always swing Brandon Parker around, even though he's a 6'8". He's very, very tall and long.
Yeah, and people forget. Right, and now I'm told. You and I both are very high on Brandon Parker this year. Now he got smashed last year. That boy got smashed almost every play. I tell you, man, just smashed. Just Chip got KD in almost every game. But we both had high hopes for him this year going to Alabama.
Right.
To Mississippi, working with Brandon Parker, trying to get his chest big, and apparently he would put on 20-25 pounds of straight solidness. So I think his footwork was always great. Never had an issue with his footwork. Never had an issue with his hands. His issue was always his strength and just getting pushed back by grown men. He played like a boy amongst men with his strength. That was with his strength. So if he gained his strength up, got his weight up, and he get that power that he need, I don't know, man. There might be a great six guard for us, six tackle because he can play both.
Yeah, swing.
Man. Right.
We need
I think that'd be great. I just got to see how big his chest is now. That's the whole thing.
And and Brandon Parker is a competitive guy. He knew that he messed up. I watched his Instagram, looked at his Instagram. He knew he had a bad season. Even his wife said that. He said he didn't have the best season, this and that. He's trying to turn his whole thing around. So look for a very, very competitive Brandon Parker this year, and somebody that's really going to be fighting for snaps even if he's not coming off the bench, he's trying to fight to get in. So he's trying to build a career out of this. So I was really high on Brandon Parker because I knew that, you know, it was the reason why they had to pick him. And by the end of the season, he was getting abused. So I knew at that point that we were going to either address somebody, get another player in there, or he was going to come in and he was going to have to change his whole, you know, get his body bigger and get stronger. So I like Brandon Parker. We're going to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Overall, we upgraded every position on the team.
Right.
Especially through the draft and through free agency. Now, our linebacker core was probably, to me, we should have drafted somebody else, young talent. Like they say, the boy from Notre Dame, Conley. They say he gonna come in and try to play linebacker. And he ran 4.4 or pretty fast for a linebacker.
Yeah, I heard that.
So they say he gonna try to come in and get some reps for the young side. But other than that, they drafted pretty well for the whole draft. We didn't bring up Bell. They said Bell was a steal in the 7th round. I can't even believe we didn't even mention him at all. Quinn Bell. They said he's a steal. So athletic freak, 4.38. 4.38.
4.38, 4.4.
As a defensive end.
On some of the articles. And you said
they may convert him. Yes. And they may convert him to outside linebacker, which I would be great with. Convert him to outside linebacker, let him get some reps out there with that speed, because he can always go down to the 3 or the 4 position, like with the fingers in the dirt, and then stand up in the 2 position if you need him to, being that he is a defensive end. But I think we can convert him to linebacker too. I think that'd be great for us.
Absolutely. I love that acquisition in the 7th round. You know, you're looking for people that have a lot of a huge upside, and he was a track runner as well. So coming off the edge, that even in special packages, we can use him. Like, you know, maybe a 3rd down, you might have, you know, might have Hurst, PJ, Farrell.
I'm gonna lock down them DBs, lock down because he's gonna have time to get to him.
Middle, and then you might have him coming out the edge, and hell, that's a great problem for anybody. So I feel like great value right there in the 7th round. It was.
All right, guys. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with y'all. We're gonna talk about more from the Raiders. What do you think the depth chart is going to look like, and what our expectations for them for the season, and who we think is going to be our best player on offense this year and defense.
Absolutely. So that's a wrap right now. We're gonna come back to you. This is First Snaps podcast, all about the Raiders, and we're out. We'll tune back in a little bit. This is Big Dog Yancey and TV Grand. Let's go.
All right.